What's happening? Furious Pete here, and before we get into today's video, just wanted to let you guys know that New Age is having a Black Friday sale. That's right, they're doing 40% off for one day. All you gotta do is use the coupon code BLACKFRY. I've been getting a lot of heat for this, and I almost expected to get heat for something that really isn't on the market and that people haven't actually used to, you know, give reviews and feedback on. And now we've sent out a number of bottles, a ton of orders, and the reviews that are coming in are all 100% positive. I've been using this for a while now. I really like this product, wouldn't be promoting it otherwise. The reviews that are coming in are all positive. People are seeing results already, PRs on the first day. That's an amazing thing to hear for me. I'm so damn excited about it. Really thrilled that I heard those results. Check out the link in the description below to pick up your New Age bottle. 40% off Black Friday, one day only. Anyways, getting into this video, let's go! Alright, I give you guys the opportunity to ask me any question that you guys want to using hashtag AskFurious on Twitter. And the question that I'm answering today is, how long should a bulk be? 2 to 3 months? How long can it be? Now, this question has a billion answers because every person is different out there. I mean, it all depends. You have to look at the big picture. You have to look at what your big goals are. Are you going on stage? Are you intending on being 5% body fat afterwards? What's your starting body fat? What's your starting weight? What's your height? There's so many factors, so many variables that go into determining how long your bulk should be. Now, don't get me wrong, when you start a bulk, you don't want to go overboard and be like, hey, right now I'm 190 pounds, 10% body fat, I'm going to go up to 300 pounds. If you do that, you're going to be at like a high body fat percentage, and it's not going to look good. When we're doing bulking, we're not just trying to gain weight. We're not just trying to gain, like, in general. We're trying to gain muscle. That is ultimately the goal, to gain as much muscle as possible. Yes, body fat will come along with that weight gain. However, it's not the same as sitting on your couch and eating bags of chips and pizzas and cakes and so forth non-stop like I do on a daily basis. It's a lot more than that, you know. It's a great diet. It's going to be high in calories, obviously, but it's going to be good food, and it's going to be lots of hardcore training, and that's how we gain muscle mass, and that's how we gain minimal fat, but we will be gaining fat. However, getting back to the whole concept of how long it should be, there's people out there that will bulk for 1 month, cut for 1 month, bulk for 1 month, cut for 1 month. There's people out there that, because they have such a super high metabolism, that, you know, regardless of how much they eat, you know, they can eat 6,000–7,000 calories and they won't gain any weight, then they're permanently bulking. They're permanently trying to gain weight. And then there's others that put on weight way too fast, put on weight very fast because they are endomorphs and they put on weight very fast, and as a result their bulking has to be probably like a month, and then their cutting's like 3 months. And then there's the other factors, like I said, if you are starting, let's say, at 10% body fat, you can also not only monitor the weight that you are going up, but you can also monitor the body fat. So let's say your end goal is to be in summer shape, have about 8% body fat, something like that, that you can have a six-pack, go on the beach and show up to the ladies and so forth. Or maybe it's to get down to 5% and be on stage and so forth. You know, you're starting at 10%, but you need to add on some muscle. So maybe you want to bulk up to 15% body fat. Or maybe you want to bulk up to even a little bit higher and then start cutting. It all depends on what your diet's going to be like, what your training's going to be like, and like I said, I can continue talking about this for hours and hours, to be honest, because I would have to take your personal goal, your end goal, let's say, or your goal in a year, or your goal in 6 months, and then you can determine how long you need to bulk for. how long, how much you need to eat, and so forth. There's so many variables, like I said, that go into this. But don't ever say, hey, okay, I need to bulk for 2 months and then I need to cut. What happens if after you're bulked for 2 months, you've only gained like 4 pounds because you haven't figured out exactly how much you need to eat, how much you need to train, how much you need to rest, and so forth. Maybe you need to be training for much longer than that. You need to be bulking for much longer than that, and so forth. So I would never put a time frame on it, not an exact time frame. You know, when you're a professional bodybuilder and you know exactly the way your body works, you know, you've become accustomed to how everything works, and you know exactly that if I bulk for 6 months, I have a good chance of putting this amount of weight on, and then after those 6 months, I have to get contest ready because I'm going to be stepping on stage. So then you do have a time frame. That's very easier to figure out. So there you go. That is my rant on how long you should be bulking for. His question was whether 2 or 3 months is a good time frame. I would say it could be a good time frame, and it could be not a good time frame. You know, I bulked once for 3 years straight because I was constantly trying to put on weight, and that worked for me. It all depends on what your goals are and what's going to work for you. I know I kept on rambling and so forth, but I really do enjoy doing this. Hope you guys are doing well. Love you all. Check out New Age. Stay sexy, stay hungry, and of course, get laid.